All right. Well, hey, folks. Welcome to Equivion. We do bookkeeping, accounting, taxes, tax planning. And David and John are CPAs. And I'm part of the marketing team. So I'm the guy that just helps make this plain for people like me that are running a business and you need help with stuff. Let's talk about bookkeeping. So if any of you are on this page, you might have a whole bunch of bookkeeping that needs to get caught up. We can help you with that. Or it could be that you have a bookkeeper. We call her Patty part-timer. You might have somebody on your team doing your books, and maybe you're coming to this conclusion that at the end of the year, you're paying to get it all fixed. Or that while they're doing it, maybe it's not done to the standard that it should be. All of you are probably trying to do what all of our other clients are trying to do. You're trying to build a more profitable, more scalable business. You want to keep the IRS at bay. You want to increase your relationship with your lenders. You want to be able to add more people so that you can have a nice team of folks that are empowered and everything. And bookkeeping is kind of the foundation of that. So if you're in that boat, we're going to talk a little bit about bookkeeping. As much fun as that can be, it's boring, it's terrible. But John and Dave, why don't you just fill us in? How do you end up helping people with bookkeeping? What does that look like? How do you get them cleaned up? How do you keep it going throughout the year? What does it look like? How does that play into tax planning? Just help us understand a little bit about a CPA level of bookkeeping rather than these kind of amateurish or even just kind of, I don't know. They're nice people, but I think you guys are bringing it a little bit. Help us get to know it a little bit more.
Definitely. Thanks, Rob. Like you mentioned, Patty part-timer, right? There's a lot of small businesses out there that are getting help from their mom, their spouse, their kids to go into QuickBooks, go into Zero, and fix up and clean up their books month to month, right? And who at the end of the year looks at their books and they're like, "Wow, this is in worse shape than we started with," right?
Yeah.
We are your team of outsourced bookkeepers, right? John and I both have CPAs licensed in Illinois. We're also QuickBooks certified. We're also Zero certified, and we're also part of the AICPA. We have all of the credentials, all of the certification, all of the experiences to help your small businesses with bookkeeping, right? And when clients come to us with books that are a mess, payroll is in the income category and you have inventory all over the place, right? We engage in these cleanups, right? We go through your whole year, everything prior, and see what went wrong, and we clean it up as we go, right? And with a good cleanup, at the end of the year, you're able to pull out and produce accurate financial statements that will in turn show up on your tax return when you're filing your tax compliance. So, accurate bookkeeping and cleanup is all very important as part of your small businesses. So, you make sure you're keeping track of every penny. You're not paying too much to the IRS at the end of the year, and you can make sound financial decisions for your small business.
And I think one of the biggest things folks don't understand is the opportunity costs of trying to do it yourself, or even the opportunity costs of hiring somebody part-time. You might need help with invoicing and getting paid, maybe AP and AR. You might have somebody that's been doing AP and AR, maybe a little bit of inventory, and then they're doing your books. But there's an opportunity cost to that where at the end of the year, when you bring your books to Dave and John, they have to spend a bunch of time figuring out, well, why is this done this way? And that means that they can't do the proactive tax planning that should be done. And not only that, you're also making journal entries and you're creating problems that the IRS will look for if you ever get audited. And there's stuff in there when you go to a lender. If it's time to buy a new printer or you're getting new machinery, it's time for a new excavator or a new skid steer. Your tax return, along with your books and everything, they play into your bankability. Not only that, they play into your insurability. So if you're trying to increase your surety bonding so you can do bigger projects, if you're trying to scale your business, start doing some public work, you have to have pristine books. And what I think is really cool is whenever we see a small business that's been working with you guys, when they bring their books to a bookkeeper or to a banker, the banker's always like, "Oh my gosh, these are awesome." Like there's no weird questions. And when it's not the case, you talk to your banker, I guarantee you they'll start gossiping about it. We hear it all the time. It's just a joke to them. So if you want to be able, and not that you should go into debt, but there's a lot of ways that your business can use pristine financials. So a lot of times we'll hear, "Oh yeah, you want to know where your business is, you want to know how you're profitable and everything," but there's huge repercussions. You cannot go as far with your business if you don't have pristine, excellently done financials. Plus, how does that play into tax planning? Help us understand how bookkeeping helps tax reduction planning and how tax reduction planning is intertwined with that. You guys are doing it throughout the year. Help us understand what that looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we definitely can't do any tax planning or implement any strategies if the bookkeeping and the books are just in rough shape. It's hard to know what is what. Where can we, implement these strategies if just there's no information to go off of? So oftentimes, what happens then is we recommend going through and doing a bookkeeping cleanup to make sure that the financials are in order, and that way then we can actually do something and come up with these strategies that we can actually implement for you.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like I said, the financial statements all tie together, right? We use your financial statements to look at tax preparation, to look at tax planning, and ultimately, when you go to the bank for a new loan, you're going to provide those financial statements. So you want to ensure that they are 100% accurate for your small business.
Yeah, I tell you what, folks, when it comes to bookkeeping, there's this huge surge in folks being your outsourced bookkeeper, right? But I really would recommend that you work with a bookkeeper that can provide tax leadership along the way. Because one of the things that you'll start to find out is that they make mistakes because they don't know the tax code. Having somebody and not that you guys do all you guys do most of your bookkeeping, but even as you add team members, to have a CPA that is focused on tax reduction planning, checking in on that monthly, quarterly, or weekly, or even biannually, whatever that looks like, is huge, because they will make mistakes and they'll miss opportunities, which is a huge opportunity. You pretty much, as a business owner, owe it to your employees, to your operations, to pay as little in tax as you possibly can while obeying the law. And if you don't have somebody engaged that knows the tax law throughout the year, plus the other thing is, I just want to add this, when you outsource, whether it's you're paying, a couple $100 a month or $5,500 a month or whatever it is, when you choose Equivion, you're going to be able to pour your resources into staff that are working on production, that are on sales and marketing, that are helping your business actually create lift, rather than just kind of bureaucrats that add to the weight of your business. I mean that nicely. Every business needs people. But when, for $2,500 a month or $1,500 a month or $700 a month, depending on where you're at, to hire Equivion, we're able to deliver at a level that would be higher than even a full-time employee. And you can fire us if you want to, which we hate to say that, but you have more flexibility with us. You don't pay self-employment tax on us. We want to keep your business. So if you're thinking about a bookkeeper, I find that you're going to like the results better. And this is what our clients have experienced. And they keep telling us that they like the results better because we're there to earn their business. It's all integrated. So we're just going to handle everything. We'll do your tax returns. We'll do your bookkeeping. We'll keep it up to date. We'll get you set up properly. And then we'll provide leadership and guidance to save in taxes. Anything else you guys would want to throw on top of that, or things that I haven't covered?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we offer your full service accounting shop, right? We are the CPAs that will do your tax return. We are the CPAs that are doing your books. Oftentimes, we've noticed that a lot of small businesses have a dedicated bookkeeper and have a dedicated tax preparer, right? And then a dedicated tax planner if they so choose to. But a lot of the time, that gap between the bookkeeper and the tax preparer is missed. There's some information that, hey, maybe this shouldn't have been taxable, or this should have been included somewhere else. That is not being translated to the preparer, right? We at Equivion are all under one roof. If something's going on in your business, on your books, we know about it when it comes time to prepare your tax return. So book a consultation with us. It's free online, and we look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. Well, I love working with you guys. It's awesome. Folks, if you're on the bubble, just book a consultation, and we're going to try as hard as we can to add value. So thank you so much, and just get going. When you book on our calendar or on our form, it'll even go to a calendar so you can find a spot on there. So we'll make this easy for you. Thanks.
Thank you.